Today, we're comparing the Google Pixel 6a versus the Apple iPhone SE. These are amongst, if not the best budget to mid-range phones out right now. And to my surprise, in this comparison, there is no one clear winner. Instead, both of these phones have their own unique strengths that, depending on what you look for in a phone, will make one better over the other. As always, I will leave all the purchase links down in the description. So first, let me go over the different buying options for each of these phones. So starting off, we have the Google Pixel 6a, which comes in at $449 and comes in 3 colors, including this really nice charcoal that I have here, and comes in only one storage capacity at 128 gigabytes. Now, I do think that for most people, this will be enough, but if you have a really large, say, photo or movie or music library, it will be necessary to get some extra storage via Google Drive. And then over on the other side, we have the iPhone SE, which comes in at $429, making it just a little bit more affordable compared to the Pixel 6a. Also comes in 3 colors, including the midnight. You guys know I love the midnight color, so I'm glad to see it here. But the SE does come in at only 64 gigabytes, which is half the storage of the 6a. At the same time though, you can upgrade the storage on the SE to up to 256 gigabytes. The Pixel 6a is really the smaller brother compared to the Pixel 6, featuring that same two-tone color design on the back, as well as that big horizontal camera module, which is nice because while it does stick out, it doesn't create any wobble on the table if, say, you were typing whilst having it on a flat surface. We also get aluminum edges on the sides for the rails, which look great, especially in this matte black color. And then we do have plastic buttons. Now, they do feel clicky and tactile, but I do wish these were made of metal, as you can tell the difference. Also, on the back, instead of a glass back, we do have plastic, which won't crack, but admittedly doesn't feel as good in the hand and also removes the ability for wireless charging. And then we have what is the recycled design of the iPhone SE. I'm sure we've all seen this before. Is this a boring design? Yes. Does the design work? Also yes. I really like the fact that you do still have Touch ID on the front, as many people still find this the quickest and easiest way to unlock the phone. Additionally, it is a really solid and well-built device. So we have nice aluminum rails going along the sides. We also have metal buttons, glass on the front, as well as glass on the back. Holding both phones in the hand, I will say that both definitely feel solid and show no bending or flexing on the frame under pressure. Though I will say the iPhone SE feels just a little bit more well manufactured in the hand, while at the same time, the 6a, especially from the front, does look a lot more modern with that larger display. Let's talk about the display. So the Pixel 6a features a 6.1-inch OLED display, and this produces stunning colors, both in the lighter as well as the darker colors. There is a little bit of off-axis color shift, so when you tilt the display from left to right, the colors do change a little bit, but this is minimal and you do get used to this over time. I will say though that the display, as mentioned before, from the front just looks super modern, and having it as a full 6.1-inch screen makes it feel more like a flagship rather than a budget or mid-range phone. I especially like the small camera cutout on the top, as well as the reasonably thin bezels, though I wish these could be symmetrical. To unlock the phone, the best way to do this is to use the under-screen fingerprint reader. The iPhone SE features a 4.7-inch LED display, where colors look good, but they don't really pop the same way that they do on the 6a. Now, on the SE though, you don't get any of that color axis shift that you will find on the 6a. Now, admittedly though, from the front, the phone does look quite dated, especially with that large top and bottom bezel. Not only does this make the phone look like an iPhone 6 from many years ago, it also to me shows that the display could have been much bigger, which would have made this phone even better. As part of those big bezels, you do get Touch ID, which is not only twice to 3 times as fast, but also more reliable than the under-screen fingerprint reader on the 6a. When it comes to design and display, comparing the two phones, I have to give this category to the Pixel 6a. It just feels like you get more phone for your dollar in this particular area. But what about performance? Well, the Pixel 6a features Google's Tensor chip, which is the same flagship chip as from the Google Pixel 6, where the iPhone SE features Apple's A15 bionic chip, the same chip as from the iPhone 13. With that in mind, both phones generally keep up very well during normal day-to-day use, with messaging, calling, watching videos, or scrolling through social media. The Pixel 6a has stock Android, which gives you the most pure Android experience. And this results in less bloatware, less double apps like 2 Maps apps or 3 web browsers like you get on most other Android phones. It also adds cool features like Material U, which adapts the colors of the user interface to match your wallpaper. Android on a Pixel phone, I think, is one of, if not the best ways to experience Android. But still, even the 6a with its stock Android does not come close to the reliability and smoothness of the SE and iOS. iOS is so incredibly well optimized, and this shows both in Apple's apps as well as third-party apps. And this results in practically no lag, stutters, glitches, or app crashes on the iPhone SE. Additionally, system animations like scrolling or swiping are just more fluid and more consistent. And all of this makes the SE feel even smoother and more reliable. iOS just works, and this really is a big advantage for the iPhone SE. Let me know in the comments, what do you value most in a smartphone? If you're enjoying this video so far, a sub to the channel would be amazing. One of the most important areas of any smartphone is the cameras, and this is where these phones take a very different approach. The 6a features a dual 12 megapixel setup, while the iPhone SE has a single lens 12 megapixel camera. And both capture really good photos that are not far from their flagship counterparts. Comparing the two, the Pixel 6a does have that extra wide angle lens. Now, while it is not as good as the main wide angle lens, it does add for more creativity and allows you to get a wider range of shots. The Pixels are known for their computational photography, making their photos look even better after you take it. And I've always liked the look of Pixel photos, providing a natural, true-to-life look while providing a little bit more contrast. Now, on the other hand, the iPhones too are known for their camera, and the SE single lens still packs a punch, where photos also look true to life and generally really great. Looking at photos from each of these side by side, I would say they are almost equally impressive, far better than most other phones at this price range. However, the Pixel does add some cool camera features like Magic Eraser to remove objects from a photo, as well as Night Mode, both features you will not find on the iPhone SE. Check out the difference between having Night Mode on the 6a compared to not having it on the SE. However, the iPhone SE does take better video. It adjusts more smoothly to changes in focus and exposure compared to the more choppy video on the Pixel 6a. And then turning to the selfie cameras, skin tones are slightly better on the iPhone SE, but the Pixel 6a does get a wider field of view for those group selfies. Overall, both of these devices have really stunning camera systems, but I would say the Pixel 6a just takes the edge for adding those extra smart camera features. However, if video is a priority to you, you'll want to consider the iPhone SE. But what is the battery life like on these phones, and how do they compare? With normal mixed day-to-day use, I found myself getting just about 7 hours of screen on time from the Pixel 6a, which is just about average. Compared to that, on the iPhone SE, I get anywhere from 5 to 6 hours, which is significantly less, though the iPhone SE does add wireless charging. What this means is I cannot get through a full day with the SE, with around 25% remaining by 6 p.m., where I can almost manage a full day with the 6a, getting around 20% by 8 p.m. I gotta say, in this area, neither phones perform particularly well, but the Pixel 6a does have the advantage. With these phones, I think it is important to talk about longevity. In other words, how many years is your phone going to last after you've purchased it? So the Google Pixel 6a will get 3 years of software support and 5 years of security updates, and this is good. In fact, this is the best you'll find on the Android side. But this still falls short from Apple's longevity. Apple are known for supporting their devices for years, and I would expect the iPhone SE to get anywhere from 6 all the way up to 7 or 8 years of software updates and support. And this is important for 2 reasons. First, with the higher value retention of the iPhone, you can sell it later on for more profit and then upgrade to the next model at a cheaper cost. And then secondly, if you're looking to save even more money, buying an older iPhone SE that is say 1 or 2 years old is not a bad idea, as the phone will still last for many years to come. And you just can't say the same about any Android phone, including the Google Pixel 6a. So where does this leave us? Well, as I said at the start of the video, there is no one clear winner in this particular comparison. But what I think is it comes down to this. If you prioritize the display, camera, as well as battery, go for the Pixel 6a. On the other hand, if you're looking for performance, a broader ecosystem, and that unbeatable longevity, the iPhone SE is the way to go. Which would I go for? Well, this is a hard choice, but as someone who prioritizes longevity and reliability, I'm gonna have to go with the iPhone SE, though I do really expect a redesign from Apple in the next iteration. Which do you think is better? Let me know in the comments and let's have a chat. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. As always, I will leave all the purchase links down in the description. And if you haven't seen them yet, be sure to check out my full individual reviews of both of these phones. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.